Every time I travel anywhere on my own, I take this diary with me. I write what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and I keep tickets and other pieces of evidence of my time away. The most recent addition to this was my expedition to Greenland earlier this year. I've only been on expedition once before, with a uni trip into the Bornean rainforest. Greenland couldn't be further from Borneo, both in its location and landscape. The air's dry, the land devoid of trees, and the terrain a strange mix of dusty grass plains and squelchy moss pools cut through with icy meltwater streams. Getting to live in this Arctic wilderness for a week was nothing short of incredible, a truly life-changing experience. But boy, did it take some packing. When you're packing for wild camping and hiking, there are two things to consider. First, do I have everything I need? And second, is the weight of my bag going to kill me by day 3? I did quite a lot of research in the weeks before my trip to make sure that I was getting the right kit into my bag, trimming out any excess weight and removing non-essentials. So stuff I don't need to bring and stuff that I obviously won't be packing in my bag in this video: expedition tents, sleeping mats, group cooking equipment, plates, bowls, mugs, cutlery, and a GPS. I'll be packing that when I get to Greenland. But the stuff that I do need to bring: a trekking backpack. I went to Go Outdoors yesterday. This was £35. Now, a lot of the time, obviously, you wonder if you're going to sacrifice on quality if you're paying a lot less, and this is significantly less for a backpack. But one of the Go Outdoors employees said that this is fine, so yeah. This isn't my final packing. This is more of me checking that I actually have enough room in the bag that I want to take, and that there will be spare room, because I need to leave space for the tent and the sleeping mat and all of the other equipment that I need to carry that I obviously don't have here. Rain cover for the 85 litre backpack. This is my waterproof liner, 2 dry bags. I've got this Osprey 12 litre, and then these two Highlander. These 2 Highlander bags. Okay, so next we have clothes, and this is where I put a lot of investment in. I think when you're going somewhere that's cold, you need to have quality gear. So I've got this down jacket, and then I've also got a Craghoppers waterproof jacket. Now this is really funky. They've used like a really retro logo, which I think looks really cool. I think that will be really cozy. Layering for cold weather isn't something that I'm very well practiced in. From what I understand, you need like a good wicking layer, and then a thermal layer, and then a jacket, and then waterproof coat. I also got some waterproof trousers. I bought a £12 pair from Go Outdoors. So breathable wicking layers are the next thing that I have built up a collection of. I've got this Northridge long sleeve baseball style top. Again, a very similar design, just a long sleeved wicking top, and a Marmot, a green one. Next on the list is a fleece jacket or similar. This black Salt Rock fleece, which is just a basic fleece. It's so warm and so comfy. Right, thermals, and they recommended merino because that's the best sort of insulating material that you can find. The first things I bought were these Craghoppers superfine merino leggings. I got the top that matches that, so a nice merino wool top, just black. I got a second merino fleece thing. This is a Northridge one. Next on the list, a warm hat, and this is my warmest hat. It makes me look like a little boy. Gloves are the next thing. So I got these fingerless gloves, mittens, sorry. Next up, a buff or a headscarf. Now I went ahead and treated myself. I read that balaclavas are really warm, especially if you're in like wind or if it's raining and you have your hood up. So I got a balaclava. If it's really cold and windy, then I have everything covered. Next on the list was a mosquito head net trousers. This first pair are Freedom Trail trousers. I love these because they are zip off ones. The second pair that I bought were these Crag Hoppers. I think they're the Kiwi Pro Stretch in grey. T-shirts. So I've not bought any, oh no, I have. I bought one t-shirt. I got this t-shirt on the men's sale rail. How cool is that? It looks like the Hokusai paintings. I'm probably going to take this one, my Yosemite one, and I might take a couple more.
In the end, I only took 2 t-shirts.
Socks are up next, and the website only recommends 4 pairs overall, so I've gone with their recommendation. So we've got 2 pairs of woolen hiking socks, and then 2 pairs of thin or just regular hiking socks. Aesthetics play a huge role in my selection of outdoor gear. I've got a nice light blue pair and a pink pair. There we go. Sunglasses, sun hat. I'm just going to take a bog standard pair of glasses and a cap. Something to sleep in. I'll figure that out. Hiking boots, right. So these are the boots that I bought for this trip. I have worn them in. These are the Scarpa Terra GTX women's shoes. These are quite an investment. I was due a new pair of walking boots, so I kind of just thought I'll go for a decent pair. This is what they look like. Just a boot, really. I have faith that they're going to be good. So those are the boots I'm taking. So as well as walking boots, they recommend a pair of sandals to wear around camp. So on TikTok, I follow quite a few like hiking accounts, and Tevas like kept coming up time and time again of people saying that they were wearing these for walking. They just seem so handy. Like, they're waterproof, they're made of recycled materials, they're long lasting. Like I saw in the reviews, people saying that they have had pairs of Tevas last them like 10 years plus. And yeah, those are my sandals for around camp. Right, sleeping is the next thing on the list, and this is something that I'm quite excited about. If you have ever looked at getting a half decent sleeping bag, you know that they are worth so much money. And considering I've invested so much in this trip already, that was something that I was keen not to have to spend too much on if possible. And luckily for me, Rab run a brilliant rental service. If you haven't had a look on their website, definitely check out Rab Rentals UK. I don't know if they rent to any other countries at the moment, but it is such a good service because basically all you do is hire out a piece of equipment, and they do this for bags, coats, sleeping bags. There's probably some other bits and bobs that they do it for, and then you just return it at the end of your trip. When I selected how long I wanted it for, I added a day on just in case there was any problem with the postal service and it didn't arrive in time. It actually arrived on Friday, which meant that I will have had it for maybe 2 weeks. So basically, I've got the women's Ascent 500 sleeping bag in here. This is it. And it is a comfort level of -5, which is what was recommended on the website. So yeah, you just send it back, they clean it, and get it ready for somebody else to borrow, which I think is just such a good service. And then, like an extra bonus point for Rab, I had bought a sleeping bag liner from Mountain Warehouse because I wasn't sure if I was going to need one. Turns out I didn't, because they sent a silk sleeping bag liner. I've never used one before, but they are one for protecting the inside of your sleeping bag and can also make the bag feel warmer. So that's my sleeping equipment. They also recommend a lightweight travel pillow. I don't know whether to take one or whether I'm just going to roll up like a jumper or something. I'm happy with the amount of stuff that I've got for clothing. I am going to take this jumper, which my mum actually made for me. It's made out of wool. I think that's going to be so comfy and warm. Right, next, trekking poles. I've never used trekking poles before, so I had to buy these. I don't know what I'm really doing insofar as using trekking poles. They're supposed to be helpful. They're recommended on the website for the terrain that we're going to be on, and these are super lightweight. That's really all I have to say about these. Eye mask they recommend because of the 24 hours of daylight in summer. A solar charger. So I've invested in a BioLite solar charger. It came like this is how big it is. And this is it. You can see it's like really thin. It comes with a kickstand, so you can pop it out on the ground if you are at camp, or you can secure it onto your backpack if you're walking. It comes with a USB port on the back and I think, is that a micro USB? It has this little dial on the front which helps you center it perfectly for the sunlight, so you kind of aim for the shadow of that dot to be right in the middle of the crosshairs. And it's already starting to charge up here. It has this little flashing light. Can you see that? So the last few things: passports, sorted, travel insurance documents, earplugs, insect repellent, sun cream, personal first aid kit. I got the Life Systems Trek first aid kit, which comes with everything that you would need for trekking really: paracetamol, general first aid stuff, scissors, a bandage, so on and so forth. In addition to that, I also got some ibuprofen tablets, some Imodium, rehydration sachets, blister plasters, got sun cream. So basically you have to take a toilet kit with you. So I have some biodegradable wet wipes. I have loads and loads and loads of these tissues, biodegradable compostable bags to carry waste. So I don't think you actually have to carry your the human waste with you, but obviously tissues and wipes and stuff you have to take away. So I've got these biodegradable bags. I've got some biodegradable face wipes, deodorant, liquid hand sanitizer, and then insect repellent and water purification tablets. I'm gonna have to find a way of packing this in and making sure it's not going to be too heavy. So I bought this reservoir. This is an Osprey 2-litre hydro pack with a mouthpiece. And then finally, and luckily, I've got to the end of the list and actually do have everything. My last thing is energy bars and snacks. Naked bars, so I got banoffee and salted caramel. I'm going to take these out of the boxes so they pack down better. So the food we eat while we're out there is all locally sourced food, and largely we'll be eating musk ox, caribou. Now I'm normally vegetarian, well pretty much vegan now. I don't really eat dairy anymore. So next week will be my first time eating meat in like a good 6 months at least, if not more. I'm fine with that. I think that as long as it's the most sustainable thing to eat, then I'm completely down for it. That's my food, that's my kit. I'm now going to try and pack this all into a bag because honestly I don't really need any of this stuff until I go. So
I packed and unpacked this bag God knows how many times. Essentially what I did was pack my sleeping gear at the bottom of the bag, then put spare clothes on top, and then outer layers at the very top of that. I also left enough room for a small backpack that held my cameras, so my film camera and video camera. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend taking this much equipment unless you are really keen to get footage of wildlife along the way. I certainly was, and I'm glad I had my camera, but it did make the hike quite a bit more challenging. Although I booked the trip in January, June soon came around and I found myself sitting in Stansted departures waiting to get checked in. You can't fly directly to Greenland from the UK, so I had a brief stop in Copenhagen on the way. Greenland used to be a Danish colony until 69 years ago, and a lot of people there speak Danish alongside the native Greenlandic, a wonderfully complex language. I did some sightseeing before a brief pamper session at the hotel and an early night, ready for the final hop across to Greenland. That covers the boring bits, though if you're planning a similar trip I hope you find this somewhat useful. The next video, or videos I haven't decided yet, will follow my diary and footage collected throughout the expedition. Prepare for stunning landscapes, epic wildlife encounters, and some serious thigh chafing.